boys and girls. I'm so glad you joined me on Cooking with Miss Brenda. And we put quite a few recipes out there for you to choose from because we are cooking pizza today. Pizza. And so we had four different types of pizza you could choose from. And guess what? You chose my cornbread tostada pizza. Overwhelmingly. I mean, we had an apple streusel, we had a blueberry pizza, because dessert pizzas are really yummy, and then we had, I think, a sloppy Joe pizza. All those are really good. But guess what? It was like this many people wanted the cornbread tostada, and this many people. So this is what you're getting today. And I have my oven turned on to 350, so we want to do that when we start a recipe so that it's ready to go. And, I think I got to get my spray out of here, though. I forgot that one. There we go, because we're going to need that to stick in the pan. So before we start, I just want to, first of all, welcome you to Kids Club for Jesus, and thank you for coming to our site. I want to invite you to visit our brand new children's ministry where we feature on-demand Christ-centered programs just for you. Go to kidsclub4jesus.org, and not only are there lots of really awesome programs to watch, but there's fun activities to do too. So you'll want to check that out. Also, on your phone or iPad or smart tablet, you can download our free app, Kids Club for Jesus, and you can watch right on your phone. Isn't that amazing? All right, so today for our cornbread tostada pizza, this is the ingredients, and you can go to, I believe our website has the recipe as well. If any of those that went there and you're going to cook along with me, that'll be great. Afterwards, we do save these, and you can watch them again, this whole program. So if you want to stop and start it, you can, and cook with me, and you can do a step-by-step, and then stop it and do that, and then go check, oh yeah, that's the way Miss Brenda did it, and then you can go on and finish the recipe that way. So that's always fun. So it will be all the cooking programs and my live events will be available on our website, kidsclub4jesus.org. They will also be available here on Facebook on Kids Club for Jesus and YouTube as well. So we have lots of options here, okay? All right, I'm so glad you guys joined us. And make sure you tell me hello and where you're from. And if you have any questions, I want to just say a special thank you right now to my good friend Melissa Hoffman, who is actually our general manager of our Kids Club for Jesus. And she's with her computer, and because we're all confined to our homes right now, right? So she's with her computer, and she's texting me, so I can't keep up with all the comments. Guess what? She is. And I have my iPad set up right over here, and I will see all her messages to me. And she said, she wanted me to let you know that recipe is already posted. So you can get this recipe now. And so if you want to follow along, you can do that and have Mom and Dad print it off if you want to. You can do that too. And so we want to say hello to Benjamin Baker from Alameda, California. Hi, Benjamin. Thank you for joining us. I'm so glad. Tell me how old you are and anything about yourself. I love to get to know you, boys and girls. All right. So for this, we're going to make our crust first, our cornbread crust first. And the reason is that can be baking in the oven while we're, doing the other things, okay? So to start with, these are the ingredients. You don't have to worry about writing them down because they are posted and you can print it off. But if you want to, here it is. You will need, this is for the pizza cornbread crust. You will need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cups of yellow cornmeal, 1/4 cup of sugar, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 cup of milk or almond milk of your choice, 1 tablespoon, take the tablespoon off. It's a tablespoon of cornstarch if you're going to be making a vegan recipe. Today I'm not going to be making just a vegetarian recipe, so we will use egg. But if you don't want to use the egg, it's 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and also 2 tablespoons of canola oil. Okay, so that's what we're going to start with here. And this is the easiest, funnest recipe you can imagine because I call it a dump recipe when you just dump it all in and just stir it up. And oh, it is fun to do, isn't it? We're going to put all of our dry ingredients first, mix that up, and then make what I call a well in the center, and you'll see what I mean. And found me some clear bowls, boys and girls. Okay, so now you can actually see what I'm doing today. Who knows what I'm going to have for you next Wednesday. In fact, we are right after this program is over with. Melissa will be posting next week's recipes for you to choose from, because next week I'm going to be demonstrating appetizers, and you'll have 4 choices to choose from. So as soon as this program is over, she's going to post that and let you see what it is, and you can start putting your vote in, okay? All right, so we're going to start with our flour and here, okay? And then our yellow cornmeal, put that in there. We got the 1/4 cup of sugar right there. And we also have our baking powder, a little bit of salt, and we're going to just whisk that together. And you don't need an electric mixer for this. You can use a lot of elbow grease. You ever heard that term? That means you're really going to get in there and mix it up, okay? And those are the fun things to do. You get a lot of exercise doing that, plus it's fun. All right, so now we're going to make that well in the center that I told you about. Meaning, you're just going to scooch out, and that's a Miss Brenda term. I say scooch. You're just going to scooch all that flour around to the sides and make like you're making a little well in the middle, okay? Now, I'm going to put all my wet ingredients into my cup of milk right here. So I've got my canola oil. I'm going to put that right in there. And then I'm going to put my egg in there as well. And I'm just going to separate it, put that in there. And I have a nice towel here to dry my hands on. Okay, and then I've got a fork, and I'm just going to whisk that together. And you can see that in there. I can hold it up, and you can just kind of, it doesn't have to be exact. I give it a few whisks with the fork. It's kind of fun, you know. All right, so I got that done, and I'm just going to put that in my sink. And then we're going to pour this into the dry ingredients, just like that, okay? Let's see here. Now we're going to, here, and whip it up here like this. And so I'm just going to warn everybody today, we had a tornado here this weekend in Chattanooga where I live. And I want you boys and girls to really pray for the people here, because there was a lot of people that were really hurt by the storm. A lot of damage was done by the storm. I spent a lot of time in my downstairs closet doing a lot of praying because the house is shaking, but I just lost a couple of trees, and it wasn't any damage to my house, but a lot of people right close to me. There's down power lines. They're not going to have power for maybe 10 days, and they're not being told exactly when, saying it could be 10 days. And there's a lot of people that lost their homes altogether, so it's a lot of damage. So pray for the families here and the people here that were hurt because of the storm. And the reason I'm telling you this too is because our phone system here is affected, and I have lots of prayer going up right now. Boys and girls, you pray at home where you are that my phone will stay connected, because all day yesterday I couldn't get calls. I was getting, I could hear someone call, but I wouldn't be able to talk. So please keep us in prayer, and God is letting this go through right now, so let's just keep praying. But if every now and then there's a little pause or stop, don't be concerned. We're just going to pray our way through this day, okay? All right, so now look at here. You can see I'm just going to whip it together. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can just go in and have a lot of fun like that. Oh, and look how nice and smooth, just till it gets nice and smooth like that. And now, I've heated my oven to 350 degrees. And I've got me a pizza pan. And some pizza pans don't have really a rim or an edge around it. For this, you will need a rim or edge, or all that's going to roll off into the oven, and that will be a mess. And you won't want that. So we do have to spray it with a nonstick cooking spray. Pam is my favorite. I know there's lots of brands out there. But if I have a favorite, I'd like to just tell you. I don't make any money from that, by the way. All right, so we're just going to spray. I just like, if I found a favorite that it's worked well for me, I just like to pass on those tips to you. Okay? So now I'm going to take this out of the bowl because I've already mixed this up good. And I'll get rid of these as well. If you can't see my sink, it's there. I'm not just throwing it on the floor, boys and girls. That's my kitchen sink over there. So now I'm going to use my rubber spatula, okay? And I'm going to clean these edges really good. And now in goes, look at this, right into the pan. That's cornbread. Now, if you're not keep this recipe, boys and girls, because if you like cornbread muffins and you want to surprise mom and make some cornbread muffins for supper, oh, these are really good. It's the same thing. I use the same recipe for my muffins, and it's delicious. All right, my mama's watching, so she always tells me to get the last drop out, so I got to try to, see, Mom, I'm working on it. All right. All right, so now you can see how nice that is. And you can also see that the batter is just a little bit liquidy, okay? It's not a thick batter at all. And I'm going to put that in the oven very carefully because guess what? I don't want to spill it. I'll just tell you a little secret. Last night I was, our graphic designer, Color CQ, I wanted to do something special for her. And I've been praying for her for that day and said, what can I do special for CQ? And I know she likes donuts. So I made her some donuts last night, but guess what? I had my bowl was sitting here, and I put my mixer right up there, and I went to the sink to get something. You know how close that is? And by the split second, that mixer had flopped out of the bowl. Thankfully, I grabbed the bowl in time and didn't miss all my batter, but it did spill with that mixer. I landed on the floor, all over. I had all kind of donut batter. Whew, that was not good. So I'm going to be putting this in here very, very carefully. All right, so there's little handles on this to do that. And I'm going to ask Melissa if you can, she can text me whenever, let's see, let's check this in 15 minutes and we'll see how it looks, okay? So Melissa, if you're listening, or boys and girls, you can text me and tell me when 15 minutes is up from right now because I don't have a timer. I got to get me a timer. That's what I got to do. But anyway, since I don't have a timer right now, and let's see, we want to say hi to Terry Coleman, my good friend out in Oregon. It's so nice that you joined us. And also, if you have any questions or comments about the cornmeal crust or cornbread crust, now's the time to ask me, okay? All right, now let me just wipe this up here, and now I'm going to show you what we're going to do. This is really just a fun thing to do. I have one that is already baked. Now, you can have a lot of fun with this recipe. You can put all your favorite ingredients on it. You can put, if it's something that is on here that you don't like, say jalapenos are on here, you go, oh, I don't like jalapenos, they're too hot for me. Well, you can actually buy jalapenos that have no heat. They just have a nice jalapeno flavor. And so in the jar, you can actually buy jalapenos with no heat if you want it. I kind of like a little bit of the heat, so I like the regular ones. But if you don't like them at all, just say, you know what, I don't like those. You can take sweet bell peppers or yellow peppers, the red, yellow, or orange peppers, and you can dice those up and put them on here. That's very good. I've sometimes put cucumbers on here. I've diced up cucumbers and put it on. You can do whatever you want. Now, I have already here that I've cooked, let me take the lid off, is my refried greens. Now, you can use whatever. I'm going to show you what this looks like. Let me mix this up here. But can you see this? See the consistency? I don't want to spill them out of the pan. Wouldn't that be funny, huh? But I want to share with you, you can use any kind of refried beans that you want. You can buy refried beans in a can. You can buy pinto beans and mash them up and make your own refried beans. If you do that, what I do if I'm using refried beans, or you can cook your own pinto beans, even better, and then you can take those beans, mash them up, and I take a little canola oil and mix flour in it, and I brown that flour on the stove, and then I add the beans, and it gives it a really nice refried bean flavor, okay? But my favorite beans are the ones I get, they're dried dehydrated beans. They're my favorite ones. And I wanted to show you what it looked like. I didn't have the bag to show you, but this is what it looks like. And I love these kind of containers, keep all my food really nice and clean. And but I can show you, this is what this looks like, if you can see. It's just, they're just dried dehydrated beans. And what I do is I don't even measure anything. I just put some water in the pan and I bring it to a boil, sprinkle a little bit of salt, and then I pour it till it looks right and stir it up and let it cook for 5 minutes and it's done. And you can use these for so many things. I like for bean taco salad, you know, to make salads. You can take your favorite Tostado chips and you can put them on a plate, and then you put some refried beans, and you can put some tomatoes and lettuce and some cheese if you want, and you just sprinkle over the top, and it makes a nice salad. So these bean burritos make wonderful bean burritos, bean tacos. So any place that you'd have just refried beans, if I'm making a Mexican meal and I make some Spanish rice, I'll make some refried beans on the side like a side dish. So these are delicious. And so I am going to take, this is my cornbread crust. It's out of the oven. Now, don't let me forget and I don't want to burn the ones in the oven here, okay? All right, so we're going to just put the beans on, and I'll try not to get too sloppy about it. Here we go. And you're just going to spread it on, okay? So, here we go. And you just, you put them on as thick or thin as you want. If you like a lot of beans, go for it. You know, that's, I like a lot of beans on it. So, the thing I love about these dehydrated beans, some people will say that beans will bother their stomachs and they can't have very many beans. And see that? I got a lot of beans on there, don't I? But some will say that bother them. For whatever reason, dehydrated beans, other beans will bother me. These dehydrated beans, you can eat and it doesn't bother me at all. And so a lot of people are telling me the same thing. So if you do have trouble with it, you might want to try this here. Okay, so now the next thing that we're going to put on here, let's put all our toppings on. And I have some sour cream. You can use better than tofutti, better than sour cream if you want. You can use Wayfair has a wonderful vegan option for sour cream, or you can use real sour cream. You know, it does whatever it is you have at home, it's fine. So I'm going to take a little spatula, and I'm going to notice I let this just cool just for a second, you know, because this is hot. And you can also already cool these off. I just cooked them, so but they could have sat here and been cooled off, and that's fine too. So we're going to just put a little of this sour cream on. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big sour cream lover, but it looks so pretty on this dish that I decided to show you I needed to put it on there. And I'm sure I can find somebody that wants this pizza. I'm going to give it to them, okay? Because I'm not going to eat something with sour cream on it. It's just not, I never really liked all those sour creams, and I'm not a fan of yogurt and stuff like that. So I think you have to acquire a taste maybe to that. But my grandson Mike, he loves sour cream. He will eat a bowl of my chili and dump half a thing of sour cream in it. And I'm like, how can you do that? But he loves it, you know. So Michael, if you're watching, you can type in and say that Grandma is telling the truth, you know, right there. And I think my grandson Jason likes it too. So let's put this right here. And I think it needs all of this, so that we're just going to put all that on there, okay? And then we can put anything we want, any order that we want to put it on there. I do, boys and girls, I remember I told you about wearing gloves last time. Let's see how I keep some in my pocket here. I always have gloves in the kitchen. In fact, I keep a couple boxes of them right there under my sink, because I like things clean. I want to whatever food I prepare to make sure it's clean. And so I am going to put my gloves on, and then I can use my hands to just sprinkle things around. Now these are just, I'm just going to put a few of these on, and these are jalapenos, okay? Sometimes I put diced green chilies. Those are really good too. But I'm just going to put a little bit on here. Not, you see, I didn't put a lot. There's a lot in here, but I'm not going to use that many, okay? If it wasn't sour cream on it and I was eating it, oh yeah, I would just cover that thing. I love it. And then we also have some diced grape tomatoes, and they're actually, these aren't diced. I just wanted to slice them because I think they look pretty when they're sliced. Okay, and I'm just going to put those around, and oops, that looked like a hole in there, but it wasn't. It was just a diced one. And you can have fun. You can just decorate this however you want. Let's see, we have Becca has joined. Hi, Becca. I wish you were here to help me, honey. I missed you guys. Let's see, Gerard is here from South Africa. Hi, Gerard. And Nimwell is here. And Nimwell, I hope all your kids are watching. And Nimwell is the father of Muriel, who sang on Kids Time for years. Since she was almost 3 years old, she sang on Kids Time. And you can go to Kids Club for Jesus on your app, on your phone, or to kidsclubforjesus.org and watch Kids Time programs again. And you will hear Muriel sing on Kids Time. Let's see, we have Dina Nixon. She's one of our volunteers that has helped me so much through the years on Kids Time. And thank you, Dina, for joining us. We have, let's see, someone is saying that we could also try some vegetarian meat or Spanish rice, and you're absolutely right. That is really good. Some Spanish rice on here or some vegetarian meat. You could fry up like tacos, you know, like taco meat, put some taco seasoning in it. And said feta cheese would be good. Yes, and guacamole. Oh, that is a good one. In fact, I should have got decorate. Sometimes I decorate with avocado. I can get one out of the... So Lachelle and Becky are online too. That Becky's my daughter. Hi, Precious. How are you? Thank you for joining. And you got anything to say? You just jump right on there. And let's see. I think I have an avocado in my fridge. I might just, you know, go over there and see if I do. Hold on. But we're just going to have fun just putting these around. You know, this might sound silly to you, but do you know what I really love on here? Is I will take potatoes. And you can either boil them and dice them, drain them and then dice them, or you can bake them and cut them up and dice them. And then I like to just fry them on the stove a little bit. Sometimes I put some red pepper flakes in there and a little salt too. And then I fry them on the stove, and then I put those potatoes all over it. Oh, that is really yummy. That is so yummy. And so let's see here. I'm just going to, I think maybe we might have enough there. Let me just look and see if I think I have an avocado. Just bear with me for 1 second because my fridge is not showing the camera. And let's see, yep, I do. And let me see here, so, and we can decorate with that. I always keep these paper handy too because they make it, you know, so you don't have such a mess afterwards. And I really don't like to be messy. But if I make a mess, I make sure I clean it up. Boys and girls, when you're in the kitchen, having fun in the kitchen, and you make a little mess, remember that cleanup is part of the fun and part of the responsibility that goes along with cooking in the kitchen. So you always want to make sure you're cleaning up, okay? All right, so now we have some black olives, and sometimes you can put green olives on here if you want. I have my favorite kind of olive is green olives they're stuffed with jalapenos. It's my favorite. But doesn't this look pretty? I'm just going to let me move these back here just a little bit so you can see, make sure you can see this really good. And I'll just show you really close to the camera right now. Can you see that? Isn't that looking good? Okay, so the next thing that we're going to put on here is, I'm going to just sprinkle, you can put salsa if you want, or I've got some taco sauce, and this is my favorite taco sauce, Ortega taco sauce, and you get mild or medium or hot, and I made mild today, but I really like the medium, is my favorite, but you're just going to let this just dance across the pizza real quick like that, just for a quick, because we're going to come back with this here in a minute. And then we're just going to sprinkle with a little shredded lettuce because that makes it look so good. Look at that. And And then you can, now if you are vegan, you can use a little vegan cheese if you want. And if not, use your favorite kind of cheese. And so let's see here, I have, and you can use the cheddar. I like cheddar or Colby with it because it's colorful. So we're just gonna put a little bit of this on it. And look at that, doesn't it look pretty? And now let's see if we can get some avocado slices. But whoever said about the guacamole, that's a good suggestion because that's really good too. All right, so there's that. And now let's see. Avocados are iffy. You know, somebody that says they never gamble have never purchased fruit. Because every time you buy fruit, it's kind of a gamble, isn't it? Because you don't know if it's going to be good inside or not. Sometimes I buy apples and they look so nice and I go to bite in them and they're mealy and they're not there's no flavor and I'm like, what? But so avocados are like that too. Sometimes you open one up and they're beautiful. Other times they're not. So I don't know what we're going to find. This is one that has not been cut. So let's see here. And oh, look at this. It's a beautiful one. See? Oh, I love that. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to, let's see, get a spoon out of here. And we're just going to scoop this. Let me put this over here. We're just going to scoop this right here. I just take an edge around the whole avocado here. And I'm going to scoop it down and like this. Let me just scooch that off. Okay. And then we're just going to make some slices like this. And this is how easy this is to do. We're just going to fan it out. Okay. And put one underneath another. And just keep going around like that. This one needs to come off because he's upside down. And then one over here. And I'll get that little cheese out of the way. Now I can take these gloves off because they've got avocado on them now. And I'm going to put my other gloves on. Okay. So let's see if anybody's here and someone's saying, my timer's up, my timer's up. Okay, well, if you joined me last week, you know I've got my favorite pot holders here. This one's from Grand Turk and this one's from Fiji. What we're going to do is, see, I'm still having phone trouble, so, but it's just pause for a moment. It looks done, but here's how we're going to test, okay? We're going to put that in the middle, and it comes out clean. That means it's done. Isn't that beautiful? All done. And that was just 15 minutes right there in the oven. Sometimes I've had ovens that didn't get very hot, and I needed 20 minutes, so your oven, you'll have to know how does your oven bake a little hot, or is it right on or not? And I always put my pot holders back and turn my oven off. So that's all ready to go. And then I'm going to just take a little of these and put right here just for decoration. And I'm going to show it to you in just a second. So we just do a little, we would do a little rose flower right here with these. I can show you one of these times. I'll show you how to make a rose flower out of a big tomato. It's kind of fun to make, okay? And so what I did was, let me get this out of there. Okay, and voila, look at that. Can you see? I'm going to leave it there for a moment so that you can kind of get an idea of what that looks like. And that's all there is to it. And you can see I have enough ingredients. Now before I start putting everything on this one, I'm going to need to let that cool just a little bit, and then I could start, and we'd have two. And I think that one, I'm going to leave off the sour cream. So let's see if we have any questions right now. We have Nicole and Gabriel just joined us from Canada. Thank you for joining us. And is there any questions that you would have? I want to share with you that in just a couple hours, I will go live again, only this time I'll be at the piano for praise time. And at 5:30 Eastern time, you can join me around the piano and you can send me your favorite songs, and guess what? I'll play them for you on the piano. And we'll just have an awesome time praising Jesus. So I would like to invite you to come every Wednesday and every Sabbath at 5:30 Eastern Time and join me at the piano. Think about the songs that you would like me to play, and I play by ear. So if I know them, I will play them for you. And also, you can give me your prayer request, because at the end of the program, before we close it out, I will pray for all your prayer requests. So if you've got somebody that you would like me to pray for, and we'd like boys and girls around the world to pray for, at 5:30 tonight at Eastern Time, you can join me, and you can send me prayer requests all through the program, as well as your song requests. And we will have a wonderful time praising Jesus. I know some of you that joined us this Sabbath gave me some requests you want me to play tonight. And so I'll start off with some of those. But think about what your favorite song is, and I will try to play it for you, okay? I also wanted to invite you to join me for story time. This coming Friday at 5:30 Eastern. Join me live for story time with Miss Brenda. And I will be reading stories from my bedtime storybooks. And so you won't want to miss that. Tell anybody that you know that has children to gather around their computers, their iPads, their iPhones, and join me on Facebook. Anytime I'm doing anything for children, we will be coming live from Facebook on Kids Club for Jesus Facebook page. And you want to visit that page often. Our administrator, Ash from South Africa, keeps everything up to date for us, and we put new content on there every day, so you will want to come visit us often. And would you do me a favor? Click like, okay? We're really trying to grow our site there, so that would make me really happy. And also on music, the praise time is for everyone. It's for adults and kids. So that will be coming to you live from Brenda Walsh Ministries. So tonight at 5:30 Eastern, you'll go to Brenda Walsh Ministries and join me live for singing around the piano, as well as Sabbath at 5:30 Eastern. Join me around the piano as well for Brenda Walsh Ministries on Facebook. And I wanted to know if y'all do me a favor. If you could go to the YouTube and look up our YouTube channels. We have Kids Club for Jesus and Brenda Walsh Ministries there. If you could like us there, that would help us a lot. Because as soon as we get it, they require at least 1,000 likes before we can actually go live from YouTube. And we can reach a whole lot more people if we can go on YouTube. So spread the word, tell everybody, go to YouTube and like those pages for us, okay? And we can get those numbers up so that we can reach even more people. Let's see here, we have... I want to remind you that as soon as this program is over with, go to kidsclubforjesus.org, as well as our Facebook Kids Club for Jesus, and we will post the recipes that you can vote on for next week, and they are our appetizers, okay? So you can vote on, we have pictures of them, you can vote on which recipes you want for what you would like to see me prepare next Wednesday. And be sure and tell all your friends, have a watch party. You can invite all your friends to join in and watch too, and we'll have a lot of fun together, okay? And let's see, we want to I want to ask if you would also, if you subscribe on YouTube, you will also be notified every time we post something new. You can have a chance to be notified so you know when we do, and that would be awesome. And also, I would love to add your programs to our Kids Club for Jesus. I'd like you to send in videos of you cooking. I'd like to see you making this recipe, and send me videos of you making it and cooking it so I can put that on the air too. That would be awesome. How many think that would be a wonderful idea? I would love to see you cooking in the kitchen, and that would be lots of fun. So our recipe from last week with my peanut butter cookies, they are on the website as well as the Kids Club for Jesus Facebook page. And you can get the recipe, and you can make both of those recipes. Send me videos of you doing both of them, and we'll put it on there, and then everybody can watch, and that would be awesome. It would also help inspire others to be able to cook, because they see you cooking, and they go, wow, if that kid can cook, I guess I can do that. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I'd love that. Okay, and also on our Kids Club for Jesus Facebook page, would you mind writing some reviews there for us? And if you like the program, tell us what you think. Give us your suggestions. Write some reviews there as well. That would really help us too. So I wanted to think that if there's any more questions, and let's see if there's any more questions that you have, just let me know real quick. And if not, you can still post them, and Ash is going to let me know what those are, even after the program's over with. So let's see if there's any more here, and I don't see any more questions. So, well, I guess one more is coming up here. We'll see what that is. And I was so fun cooking with you today, and I'd like to hear from you. How many of you think that you would like to make this again at home? And you could be so creative and do so many fun things and just take a slice of it. Somebody is wanting to make me a slice of this pizza, I know. So I'm going to try to make a cut here, and let's get a plate, and let's actually show you what this looks like on a plate, okay? So I cut this, and let's get I guess we can just get a little plate, okay? And let me see here if I can get this over here. Oh, this looks so good. Look at that. Isn't that good? And I'm going to show you what that looks like. I wish I could just give that to you boys and girls. I'd serve this up and y'all could eat. That would be fun. All right? And doesn't that look good? Let's see here. We have, let's see, where's my fork here? Let me get a fork. And we'll taste it. And I'll let you guys know if this tastes as good as it looks, because it really looks good, doesn't it? And I'm getting the part here without the sour cream. So here you go. That is really good. Well, I want to thank you for joining us. Be sure and join me in just a couple hours around the piano, and you'll go to the Brenda Walsh Ministry site for that, for praise time. And I will see you then. Until next week, vote on your favorite recipe. Let me know which appetizer you want me to make, and we will have more fun in the kitchen. Remember, boys and girls, it's your time to share Jesus. Love ya.